Hello and welcome back. We have finished variables and now it's time to start functions. Functions are very important and one of the basic building blocks of programming. So let's go to Jupyter Lab and start functions. What is a function? Our first question, our first subtopic is what is a function? Let me write some markdown here. Function is a special code fragment written to perform a specific task. Specific task. So functions are written especially for specific tasks. Okay, functions only run when you call them. So defining a function doesn't mean anything. It doesn't do anything. When you call them, it will start performing. Third, another markdown cell. Functions may have parameters. Arguments also not exactly the same thing, but quite close. Functions may have parameters. And one more sentence. Functions may return a value back. If you want, function can return a value back when you call them. So how do we call a function? Let me write it. Calling a function, we will do examples. Calling a function is, I will write it bold. You write the function name, and you put the parentheses. Inside the parentheses, if you have any parameters, you will pass. So let's copy this and let's write calling a function with parameters. Inside the parentheses, you will enter your parameters. Parameter 1, parameter 2. If you have any other, you will write them. This is how you call the functions. And what are functions for? What do we get when you use functions? What is the benefit of using functions? Functions prevent code duplications. This is very important in programming. You write your function only once, and whenever you need that functionality, you call this function. So you do not duplicate your code. You do not repeat yourself in programming. So let's see some standard functions. First one is the type function. We saw it before, and now let's use it again. I want to see the type of 42, let's say. It will give me int. I want to see, look, I'm calling, as you see, I'm calling the function. I'm calling type function, and in parentheses, I'm giving an argument, a parameter value, a sunny day. Now I'm passing a string into it, a text into the function, and it gives me the type, which is str. Another calling, let's call it AI. Again, it will give me type string. So another built-in function is int. Int function converts the given argument to int. Whenever you pass it inside the function, it will convert to int and give you back 5.68. Let's say it will give me 5, the integer form of this number. This decimal number is 5. What if you give a value that is not integer to the function? Int value. It cannot convert the value, right, to integer, of course, and it will give you the value error. Invalid literal for int with base 10. It says it cannot convert value in base 10 to integer. Okay, but if you give something which is convertible, also string, but this time we will give this 82, which is convertible at the end to int. If you run this, it will convert and give you 82. So it tries to convert. it tries to convert this value. If succeeded, then it will give you the conversion form. If not, it will raise an error as value error. So let us see another built-in function, str. str converts, and converts mean cast, by the way. Casts, we may use cast also. Casts the given argument into string. Let's see. str, I will give 45. It will convert this to string and give me back. Another example, str 4.57, let's say. Again, this floating point number is now a string after conversion. Again, if I give string itself, let's say the city name Gotham, it will again give me as string. So another built-in function is float. Float casts the given argument into floating point number, float. Now I will pass to valve. It will make, this was integer, it will convert it to floating point number. Float. Now I will give a string, but inside it there's a number, so it can convert this. As you see, it tries and converts this to float and give me 4.0. Let's say we have a number, a variable as num, and its value is minus 878, and now I want to convert this to float. It can do easily. It's a minus number, it's a negative number, so it can convert. But if I write this in this way, which is not a mathematical number, by the way, if try to convert this value float function, it will raise an error because this cannot be cast into float. Okay, that's enough. We saw what function is, how we call the function, and we saw some examples of built-in functions, and especially we should be aware how we call the functions, how we pass our arguments, parameters to function. Okay, in the next video we will see mathematical functions, the math module. See you in the next one.